Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Here I am working on this thing again. Now I'm actually going to dive in and pull the cams out, do the cam seals, button this motor back up, get all these accessories back on the motor. Hoping to do all this today, and then just keep going with the build, man. We're making good progress in good time, so let's set this thing up. I'm gonna start pulling the valve cover out so we can remove that intake cam off the motor. We'll do one side at a time, and that's it. We'll keep going from there. Alright, here it is. The cam is in a vise. I'm gonna unbolt these 5mm Allens. Oh, they are not very tight at all. We'll give this a little tap. This cover comes off. This cam seal comes off like this. This is the outside, that's the inside. Goes in like that. Now we gotta separate this from here. Okay, this right here is the VVTi gears seal. This thing's as hard as a rock. Look at it, it's just chipping apart. Alright, here's the base of the VVTi gear. Here's the part number for the cam seal. Set him down. He just slides right there. And then we can put the rear gear back on the VVTi. This guy just gets held down with these Allens. Now that that's set, we can drop the spring back in. We can take our new O-ring, drop this guy in. He just chills right there, easy. Alright. Now that this is put back together, this can go on here. It just pushes straight down. Line it up to where it used to be. Alright, let me double check something real quick. Alright, I just had to double check. When you assemble this, the stud is here, this bolt goes immediately here. Skip one, put a bolt, skip two, put a bolt, skip one, put a bolt. And you should be able to see the mark from where this bolt was. They're not very tight at all. So I'm just gonna hand tighten these. You can feel when it bottoms out. Now that this thing's assembled, this slides down.
Because the face of that will still come off with the cam installed.
Yes, that's true. Okay. All right. Here's the next thing we got to do. Take some gasket maker. Apply some to this piece here that just slides in for the exhaust cam, and then apply the rest to a couple spots here, here, and here for this cap here. And we'll go around. Slide that in there. Down here. We'll go down here. We'll go down here. Okay. Now this guy can slide on. Like that. Drop the longer bolts down in here. The shorter ones go down here. Or I should say these are the middle sized ones that go here. And finally there's two small ones that go down here and up here. Now everything gets torqued to 12 foot-pounds. So I'll tighten these down right now and we'll do the other side. Alright, the next thing I gotta do is pull these valve cover gaskets off so I can run these things through the parts washer and get these ready to go back on. These gaskets are super brittle. I bet you they're not quite ready to crack, but pretty bad. Alright, now it looks like to get these spark plug tube seals out, I have to grab these tabs and bend them up. Here's my method to bend these tabs up. I'm just getting these under it to get it started, giving it a little lift. Giving it a little lift. And then I'll come in here with the needle nose, pinch this, and just bend it up enough to get these things out of the way. This is a bit of a struggle, but I think I figured it out. If I get this pry bar in here, wow, that thing just went flying. So now I got to do that to the rest of them on both valve covers, and I'll clean this up and we'll put the new seals in, new valve cover seal, and we can close up that motor. Alright, now I'm going to just gently tap in the new ones. This side goes down this way. It should just smoothly press down. Okay, if you have a 32mm socket, it should fit over it perfectly. You could just tap this thing down. I'll take something that I can tap this over with. Let's see. And I'll try to lock down these tabs again. Now we just got to rinse and repeat this process 7 more times, and we should be ready to get these things back on. Now, something I should point out, on the 1UZ VVTi, you're going to want to take these half moons off. I actually didn't even realize that these were a separate piece, but you definitely want to take these off. Clean them, reseal them before you put the valve covers back in, or else you could possibly leak from the back of the motor. It's a huge problem when it's in the car. So I'll clean this up, and then you also want to put a little silicone right here on the corners of this, and the gasket will do the rest. I'm going to add that silicone, just a thin bead. Like that. Keep it clean, you don't need to go too crazy. This just squishes in here, like that. Pop this guy in here. And you get a little bit in this corner. And a little bit in this corner. I got the new valve cover. Gaskets already set in place. I want to make sure it goes in smoothly around the spark plug tube seals as well. Alright. Perfect. So it just needed to be tapped down a little bit. Had to make sure these spark plug tube seals went the right direction inside the. They need to be on the outside of the spark plug tube. Now I can drop the bolts in and tighten it down. I believe these are also torqued to 12 foot-pounds. So again, very light torque specs. Alright, here's where we are. I think I'm going to wrap the video here to not make it too long. Cam seals are on, done. VVTi gears rebuilt. Valve cover gaskets are done. So that top end part of the motor should be good to go. Next video, I want to either replace or just reseal the oil pump. I want to reseal all the gaskets here for the oil filter housing, and I want to reseal the upper and lower oil pan. And once all that's resealed and good to go, I think I'll be putting on the water pump timing belt and double checking timing is on point, and that should be it. I mean, the only other thing I want to do with this drivetrain is I'll probably do the rear main seal, and I'll do the transmission, oil pan, gasket, and filter while it's out. And then this thing's just gonna chill here on the pallet. I'll put all the accessories back on, and so it'll be a complete ready to drop in swap. And then I'll just keep going with the LS400. I'm trying to get the content on this stuff more frequently and not take so long in between the uploads. But if you like what you saw, subscribe. Thanks. Peace.